Hello and welcome to another episode of Jaw Jacking with James, and I'm gonna put out some stuff I've been thinking about and a few things that have given me some, so to speak, inspiration that I want to just put out there. So it's out there, so I'm more regular. I've had some time to think about what I want to do, and I'm gonna try to keep pushing myself forward and getting stuff out there so you have something to enjoy and I have something to show that I'm proud of. To get it out further, without further ado, as it will, let's talk about how much I hate minivans and how I think they're a blight on society and we just don't need them. I mean, if you're going to be a van, be a full van. Don't be a minivan. I don't know if a lot of other people share my belief, but I don't like minivans. I never have. I think they're gross. I understand their necessity, so to speak, in this modern society. However, do we really need them? Where they've been clearly replaced by most SUVs and, well, not entirely, but yeah, basically SUVs do the same thing as they do. Your sport utility vehicle basically does the same thing as a minivan. The difference is a minivan is just a, obsolete relic of the past that we keep perpetually driving. Now, what is a minivan? I have the result here is a minivan is a vehicle built atop a platform of a small car with a low body, sliding or hinged rear doors, and 3 rows of seats that can fit 8 to 9 passengers in total. And they have kind of a sloped kind of chassis, and they're a very common sight for your bargain bin type of vehicle and are usually in terrible shape. And I know there are a few newer models made, but those have been, out for some years. But the real question is, why do I hate minivans? Why? Well, it seems every experience I've had, either being a pedestrian, bike rider, or driving myself, I've noticed people who drive minivans seem to have a problem with not being total assholes all the fucking time. And it's funny that it's particularly people who drive minivans. They either drive recklessly, don't know how to drive, or do both. And also they have a certain clientele who drives them. And that being people that are usually awful human beings. And they're usually, to put the correct term, since we can't use the other term, they're usually overweight people. I don't know what it is with minivans and overweight people, but they seem to always associate with one another. I don't know why. They just kind of do. But either way, it's just kind of one of those things that kind of always associates one another. Like obnoxious overweight vehicle, obnoxious overweight person. They go together. Much like heart attacks and double Bertha burgers. They just kind of go hand in hand. And not to offend anyone who's ever had a double Bertha bourbon burger, but to me that's kind of overdoing it. I mean, and this is someone who's, just loves, I do love me a cheeseburger and a bourbon burger, but when you overdo it with the double bourbon burger, it's just too much. Too much for me. Anyway, don't want to get sidetracked on, regional foods here. To continue. Yeah, every experience I've had with minivans, when I was younger and had to walk a majority of the time to get anywhere, whenever I needed to, use a crosswalk or cross a street or, just walking in a parking lot, because I did that a lot of the time. Whenever there was a minivan in the equation, it was always the minivan had to go first, no matter what. And I never liked that. I never liked minivans. I mean, just yesterday, while crossing the road, while going out to, get some exercise, because, I need it, a guy actually revved his car forward as I was crossing the road. I'm like, you see me right here. Sure enough, asshole in a minivan. Now, that's not to say I don't want to have a van myself, but a van. Full van, not a minivan. I've seen the people that drive minivans, and I don't want to be one of them. It's the same people who drive fifth rate out of stock, shitty fucking Toyotas they found, for $900 or less. It's like, if you're buying that kind of car, it's not a Segway, or you're not fixing it up, and that's just the car you have, you need to take a step back and look back at your life and be like, maybe I need to make better life choices. That's just me personally. This is coming from someone who's, had to inherit his own car in order to get a car. So, but at the same time, it's like, maybe it's time to, get a credit card and just pay off just to have something better that will actually work when you try to use it the next day. But, that's that sort of thing. I'm currently fighting with a few of my cables here. There. No, that's not working. Yeah. Shit. I have a lot of cables on my desk, and I have to fight with them to make certain things work. But, that's another issue for me personally. But, anyway. Can't get distracted. Yeah, I even have a few little bit of mini story about dealing with minivans. One time going to work in the morning, I'm on the turnpike, and it's a little after 7 in the morning. Day's starting right. I get on, and then there's a minivan that's also, it was already on the turnpike. I was getting on. And the minivan thought it'd be a good idea where the merge lane becomes the far lane, and it merges into one lane. They thought it would be a good idea to speed in front of that merge lane as it becomes one lane. And I assume that the person in that car wanted to, I guess, beat me, even though it's a merge lane and it's just one car is in front of the back, and it's a merge of traffic, as we all know. But apparently this lady just didn't understand that concept, and she sped up in order to be in front of me, even though she was going to be in front of me anyway. And there was me and another car, and we were both going to merge on, and she would have had one car in back, one car in front, and the lane next to her at that point had an enough space so she could, if she so chose, change lanes into it, and she could have not had to deal with the utter dishonor, I guess, of being in a lane where there are two cars, one in front and one in back of her with enough space, because I guess that just was not something that her mind could handle. And she instead speeds up enough to a point where she tries to, I would have front-ended her with the back, with her, let me see, I'm going off memory here, of course. Yeah, she would have swerved into the space that was only just big enough for a car to get in, but she was in a minivan, so she would have ran into the guy in front, and I would have had to stop and go into the back of her. And me and the car in front of me, we would have sandwiched her, and safe to say she would have been killed. Guaranteed. And luckily I was able to, since I'm a person with more than 2 brain cells to rub together, I was able to slow down enough, go around her, and I was able to do a loop around her while changing lanes. And she slows down and starts honking, and then she's waving her arms in rage at me for, I guess she wanted to crash into us. And I do the automatic response I do to anyone who is frustrated with me for me not accommodating their stupidity. I give her the finger, and I keep driving, and that enrages her more to where she's following me, but she's not doing a very good job out of it. She's trying to follow me because she has, she wants to speak her mind to me or something, but I obviously beat her, but she still followed me. And it wasn't till I stopped, I think I stopped at a Wawa, and when I pull in because I'm going to get some breakfast, because that's what I did. That's something I was doing at that time. And I pull in and I start walking, and then a minivan pulls up, stops me from walking, and sure enough, it's that same minivan, and then this unpleasant land whale comes out of the car, and she says, "How dare you cut me off? And how dare you? You're a horrible person. I want to call the police on you." And I said, "Who the fuck are you, bitch? Fuck off." And she just kept bitching away, and I just went inside, and she, was just screaming and yelling out there, hoping that someone would care. But it's a little before 7:30, and a lot of people don't give a shit about other people's problems. They're more worried about their problems. And, I was doing a quick grab and go of whatever was hot and, leaving. And I come back out, and she's still yelling. And I just shrug, give her the finger again, and I keep going. She tries to follow me again, but it's a little difficult for her because she's not one of the brightest tools in the old woodshed, as it will. I make sure to loop around, then I leave in the exit, and then I just floor it down the road. I get back on the turnpike, and I make my way to work. And I didn't see her again, but she tried to follow me. She wanted to yell at me and put me in my place, but it wasn't working out for her. But I guess we are what we drive, and she was a big fat land whale on wheels. And it needed to go out to pasture a long time ago, but no one gave her the memo yet. Yeah, that's what happened with her. I don't know if anyone else out there has had trouble with minivans, but take a step back and think about it. Like, how many times have you had good interactions with people who have been either driven or were driving or were getting in a minivan and leaving, and come back to me with, like, I guess people who drive minivans are awful people. It's the same people who drive BMWs. It's like they just can't drive. And they're assholes. But I also, live in Florida, and everyone who is or will ever be an asshole lives in this state. I guess the only thing that surpasses it is, I guess, New York or California. I hear there are a lot of them out there. And, yes, that is a direct shot at those states. I mean, I could say what I want about Florida. I mean, I live here. The only difference is that, we have a better state government, and people who actually break the law here get arrested. But, that's just our crazy thing here. But, yeah, I'm taking a direct shot at people from California and New York. Prove me wrong, Prove me wrong at any point. Yeah. But, that's my take. I hate minivans. If you're not going to be a full van, don't exist. I just personally don't think minivans should exist anymore. They need to go the way of the dodo and just be something you see in a museum now. That's my opinion that I hope a lot of people share. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's something I wanted to get out there to let people know about. Hope you enjoyed, listener. And hope you give me a follow so I can put more videos out and make more people enjoy the smooth tones of my raspy voice that they so enjoy. Anyway, I'll see you around, and come back around, and I'll have another episode up. I'm shooting to try to do two short videos, under 20 minutes, and then I'm trying to get. I do have long videos I want to do, but it's they take longer, and I have to script them out, and have to get to them. I'm also pushing to make it more of a day-to-day thing. That's what I'm shooting for, because I have to make myself better so you come back, listener. Anyway, you have a good day, and I'll see you on the next episode.